Hello everybody, we are here today to talk through beginner Pyromancer tips and builds for backpack battles. We will be starting here. We'll be talking about what bag we want to choose, what build we want to choose, how we're making those decisions as we go through the game. And this is going to be more beginner friendly decisions, talking through some general tips and tricks as well. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, this will all be new. If you have seen some of them, some of this may be repeat, but hopefully the Pyromancer specific aspect of it will be helpful for everybody here. So we're going to start with our bag selection, and we are going to take Fire Pit. So Fire Pit is often considered a bag that is not that good. It's not that high tier of a bag, but it's very easy to build into, and it does give you some benefits, especially as a beginner or intermediate player. It helps you generate a lot of flames, and we're going to be raining flames today, trying to get quite a bit of heat built up. So with that being said, we will go Fire Pit. We will play ranked as always, and we will start. We will start here. So first thing I see is a whetstone. We are going to grab that. We are going to be building into a fire sword, essentially no matter what. And I will show you that here. So Burning Blade is a hero longsword and 2 flames. You can do it in any order. So you'll need 2 whetstones and 2 flames. You can first build the hero longsword, or you can build it. It doesn't matter the order that you do this in. You can build up to it as long as you end up with the hero with 2 whetstones and 2 flames. You are good to go. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and build the hero sword. We're also going to take the banana because stamina is going to be important as we build up heat, and we want to move very fast with Pyromancer. And for now, I'm actually going to take this wooden sword because it's on sale, and there's no point in not taking things that are on sale. All right. We still have 5 gold. I will go ahead and grab healing herb, and we will start. Okay, I'm going to be speeding up the speed here. I care more about what we're doing on our side, not so much about what they're doing on their side, but we should win this battle. Hopefully we have more damage than them, and yep, that's a win. Great. All right, let's see what we've got next. I take flames. I pretty much consistently take flames and throw them in the fire pit. This is a great way to build up max health at the beginning of a battle, especially early game. It's going to become less important as we go through the middle to late stages of the game, but for now it's going to be really helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and make Burning Sword with the two flames on the hero sword. And I am going to roll for space, and I'm not going to take anything here. All right, so there's space. We will take the chili pepper. Again, we are just trying to build up heat in this build. So we'll take the chili pepper, put it against the banana. Remember, grouping foods is good because it gives your other foods bonuses. I do want this bucket, but I will, sorry, this buckler, the shield, but I will just go ahead and reserve that for next time, and I'll start. I think we still have a good chance of winning here round 2 with the build we have, but we'll see. Yep, we start with quite a bit of max health because of our fire pits. Can we do it? We're running out of stamina there, but we still managed to get a win. All right, so running out of stamina, I might have a little too much heat for right now, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep rolling with it just to give you the idea of what we're trying to do here. So we're looking for whetstones to turn this into a burning longsword. So keep that in mind. That is like our main goal here, and we're going to start rolling for it now. We're going to take, if we had stones, I would take stones if we already had stones, but because stones are very good on Pyromancer, just like they are on Ranger. So you can also, and should be building up stones when you have them, but I don't have them. I also don't have a lot of thorns, so thorns are, I really like thorns. They're always good, especially when you're trying to save stamina. But I think the build I'm going to build into here is going to save us stamina in other ways, and you'll see what that is. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just take the just stats, something I commonly take when talking through beginner builds, because it's beneficial to everybody. So we'll take this space and we'll take this shield here. I want this banana. Do I have space for it? We'll make space for it. Keeping the flames inside the fire pit. And we will start the battle there. All right. Looking good, looking good. All right, we're going into fatigue here, which is okay because we have more health than them and we have regen. All right, so we won there on that. Okay, I said this before and I'm actually going to do it now. I'm going to start rolling for whetstones. I'm going to save this leather armor because I want it. I'm going to just take this space. Wow. All right, we're struggling to find what we need here, but that's okay. We can keep rolling. We haven't had a loss yet, so I think that's okay. I'm not going to roll for 2 here. We're going to just save that coin and we're going to go into our next round, see if we can pull it out. This is definitely not the best build for this round, but it may still be able to work here. Let's see, it's going to be close. They're in rage. Yep. Okay, so that was a loss. That's okay. Hopefully we can find... Okay, so there's one whetstone. We're going to need one more to get the hero longsword. So let's... Actually, I don't want that healing herb, actually. So let's start rolling. More space. I'm going to take because it's cheap. Draconic Orb, we want this for sure with this build, with most Pyromancer builds, as long as you're not building Icemancer, which is another build that uses ice for Pyromancer. We definitely want this, and it's going to help us when we start getting dragons as well. So gonna keep rolling. Okay, there's our whetstone that we needed. Let's make sure we can get this built. There. Let's put these flames in. All right, and then we will be now cooking with fire, literally, once we get this sword up and running. All right, so we're going to have the sword by the round we need it. So we're going to be able to start building into it once we get our subclass. And there's a couple different things you can do with the burning blade here. Medium and long term, and I will show you what we're planning to choose. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this Draconic Orb. It's expensive, but it's gonna help us out quite a bit. I do want the stamina pouch for the stamina and for the space, and we will keep the money we have and we'll go again. All right, so Burning Blade, essentially what it does is it gives you more heat when you hit with it. And it gains damage when you have gained heat. So this works really well with a fire pit. This works really well getting a bunch of fire and heat items. And what we're going to do with it later in the game, hopefully, is buff up the weapons that we have around it as well. And those are going to be our dragons. So we're going to be building dragons that don't take stamina, and we're going to be building them around the sword. It's going to be really strong. It's going to be very powerful. This with the heat is going to buff up the dragons. It's going to buff itself up. It should be a very strong build. Okay, we're going to take the holy armor and we're going to make space for it as well. Oops. The reason being is that I want to make sun armor. So we're going to go ahead and do that because we have a bunch of flames to spare. And we will go. Yeah, so this build that I'm building here is going to be pretty standard Pyromancer. Again, like I mentioned, you can build Icemancer. They just had a lot of defense over here and we weren't able to power through. So you can build Icemancer. That's just a bunch of cold items that you can do now that you can choose now. In your subclass, you'll pick, sorry, not Icemancer, Cryomancer is the technical term. And that will start letting you build into items that cause cold. Ashbringer, this is essentially going to give you like a Phoenix ability, and it's going to give you extra buffs when you come back to life. Firebender, using mana to gain heat, which we don't have a lot of mana. Crusader, this is going to give you removal from your buffs leaving. So if you have a lot of buffs happening and you're afraid of people debuffing, you can do that. It also gives you regen. It also removes buffs from your opponents. Not something I'm going to take right now, but I am going to take Scale Warden. So this is going to give us access to dragons. Going to be super, super helpful to our builds. We already have an egg here. We're going to grab it. Essentially, the way you want to build around this is you want your dragons to be next to it while they are on the board before they hatch. So the eggs, you want the eggs to be next to the dragon nest because they will hatch after 1 round instead of after 2. And then when they're hatched, you want to go ahead and put them on the burning blade, right? I may have to take, actually, I don't think I need to take another loss here necessarily. We may lose, but I think that's okay. We're just running low on space here, but I may be able to fix that. So give me 1 second. So we're going to move this here. We're going to sell this for space. We're going to... I'm not going to spend too much time on the intricacies of the builds. I do suggest often, like, throwing your entire build out and not out, but taking it all off the board, rearranging everything and kind of optimizing from there. But I'm not going to do that to save time and just really focus on talking through my intention with things that I'm choosing here today. So it's not going to be a perfect build, but it will hopefully do the trick. So this is not a great build. I have a lot of stuff here that I should have in my bag at the moment, but that's okay. We'll just roll with it for now. May work out. We'll see. Yep. Okay. That was pretty handy win, I would say. So this gives you heat and it allows you to use heat to heal. So we want heat items around this. So I do actually want to reorganize some of the things that I have going on here to make sure that we have heat items around this, because heat items give you healing. And we have our first dragon online, which is great. So that's so our heat is also boosting our burning blade and our dragon. And our dragon's giving debuffs to the opponent. So we are now rolling here pretty well, I think. I'm going to start putting some more heat items around this when I can. And we're going to be just building dragons. I'm going to move that there so that it hatches in 1 round. I'm going to move some of this stuff off. Put this dragon back on. We're really low on space, which is not ideal. I may just need to roll for some space here. All right, I need to sell 2 coins worth to get that stamina bag. Put that there. Put the fire here for the sun armor buff. Draconic orb, actually we'll put that there instead. Again, still low on space, but that's okay. We just have a lot of things that take up space. Dragons obviously take up quite a bit of space. The armor takes up space. But that's okay. What we have is quite strong for where we are at in the game. All right, great. Got that round in the bag. Let's see. I think we're just going to take more stats at this point. Nothing else on the board right now really fits in with what we're trying to do. More dragons. Yep. we're going to go more dragons. If we have to take a dragon off the board to hatch another dragon for now, that seems like maybe not a good idea, but we want at least 3 dragons around this. I also want Phoenix. I will reserve that, but what I really want right now is space. So let's see if we can get some. Let's go ahead and sell that. We'll grab this. We'll put this here. Put the dragon here. I do like having the bananas on the board. Yeah, we'll go with this for now. I think we may be running low on heat generation because we don't have a lot of items in our fire pit. So we may need to do a little bit of reorganizing, actually. But we'll see how this goes. Let's see. Yeah, that should have gone better. We still won the round, which is great, but it should have gone better. So let's see. What do we want to do here? This is fine. This is fine. We just don't have a lot of space to work with. And I do still want to get this Phoenix, but I want to prioritize getting space. So I'm going to start rolling for space. Yeah, we'll take the stamina always. Our stamina usage is actually low right now, so we don't need stamina, but it is space and it doesn't hurt. So we're doing great here. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to keep the build as it is. I'm not sure if we want to go for one more dragon. I could take this off the board, actually. Actually, no, this gives us... Yeah, it's good to have the dragon on the sword and on the... Yeah, we'll just leave it for now. It's going fine for us. Let's just throw these flames in for more heat. And we'll reroll once more to see if we find space. Once... No, not. That's it. We'll stay there. All right. Another win there. That's good. We are rolling now. Another dragon doesn't hurt. It gives us... Let's think. It gives us a lot of... Yeah, go for it. It gives us a lot of damage, sorry, is what I was saying. I was reading the tooltip there, but... Yeah, we'll stick with the 4 dragons. We may not even need the Phoenix at this point, but what we, again, still need is space. So, grab that space. We will throw in... The bananas at this point, we don't really need them. We're fine on stamina usage. The Phoenix also doesn't cost stamina. I know it gives us little heals, but so do our dragons. So we're going to go ahead and just take this off. Put these in... Oops. Put these in. And keep re-rolling. I don't really want any of this. Honestly, I do want... Oof. Okay. So... I prefer the ruby egg to the emerald egg. I'm going to sell the emerald egg for the ruby egg. I didn't need to, probably. But because I'm low on space anyway, I think one or the other is fine. But I'm going to choose the ruby egg because I want to... It actually builds into the draconic orb for a very powerful dragon. So I'm going to go ahead and do that next turn. And we will go with this build for now. Alright, a ranger that didn't give us too much trouble. Again, we have a lot of damage, so not much is going to give us trouble in the way of having too much health or too much regen. Yep, we're going to go ahead and let this build. And I am interested in more defense, just in case something happens endgame. but I don't have the space for it right now, so... another sun armor actually would be ideal. I'm going to take Phoenix off. I'm not going to buy it. I don't have the space for it. I am going to reserve... Actually, no, I'm just going to buy the holy armor. Going to make the space to build into this round. Whether I like it or not. Let's see. How do we want to do this? This sun armor, 1 out of 2. So we need one more flame next to it. How are we going to do that? I can move everything up. Move everything up. Move everything up. All right, now where we're at is we need to make sure the orb... You know what, we're gonna take the dragon nest out. Or... Actually, can throw it down here instead. That's fine. Now it's on 2 dragons, which is actually great. All right, we've fully ignored our fire pit bag here, which is not something we want to be doing. It's like less beneficial mid to late game, so it's okay. But obviously if we were optimizing, I would take everything off and rebuild around the synergies that we have going on. Oh, this dragon is not on the flame sword, actually. That's okay. We'll just roll with this for now. I don't want to spend, again, too much time unbuilding and rebuilding. All right, so this one, and again, another tip is to go ahead and look at your logs and see what happened. So I had a lot of beginning of round effects. So they've got some crit on their burning blade. Oh, they have a lot of crit on their, and they have coals too. They have obsidian dragon. Yeah, they just have a little bit stronger of a build than me at this point. That's okay. That's okay. We will have obsidian dragon now. Want to make sure we're using obsidian dragon to buff up our burning blade here. And I want to make sure we can get... want to get this dragon on this burning blade, so let me find some more space. Oh, oil lamp is really good. Oil lamp is really good on burning blade because it's only 90% accuracy. I'm definitely going to be buying this and putting it on burning blade no matter what at this point, essentially. Let me do a little bit of reorganizing here. Hopefully not too much. We're going to take the dragon nest off for now. Okay. Okay, we don't need the armor on. We do need this on it. So we'll put that there. We'll put this here. Put this here. Put this. I want this here. So we need to get some space here. Sorry, just trying to optimize a little bit. So I'm getting all my dragons on Burning Blade. I'm getting Oil Lamp on Burning Blade. I want also hot items on my sun armor. So as much as I can. So we'll take this here. We'll put some flames on it. Put my other sun armor here. So they're next to each other, which should be fine. Gives us a lot of heat on them. Okay, I'm not sure if this is fully optimized, but this is much better than it was before. We'll take off Dragon's Nest for now. Not going to sell it because I don't actually have anything I want to buy urgently. I may reconsider Phoenix again, so let me reserve these two and see what happens this round. All right, we got an adventurer over here. They have an interesting build, but not interesting enough. Gonna be a pretty easy win. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go into survival. I wouldn't always, but I just want to make sure, get this build fleshed out because we do still have quite a bit of space we can use. I'm gonna put in Phoenix if I can. See if I can find the space for him. Just hold him here for now. Let's see if we can. Yeah, I need more space, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell the dragon nest. It did me. Can sell that flame. Okay. How can I get this in? And can I, without spending too much time here? All right, so we're gonna take this out. We're gonna flip this to here, put this here. Does that help? Yes, it does. Okay. Okay. This doesn't need to be in anything. It doesn't need to be attached to anything. It's fine. It does build into... Coal builds into it, so I'll reserve that just in case I want it next round. But I think we go with this and we see how survival goes. Because we were so low on space, I had to sell a lot of stuff this round that I wouldn't have liked to had to sell. Lost quite a bit of money on buying and selling. So in an ideal world, again, this would be... Oof, that was close. They were healing over, which was good for them. In ideal worlds, this would be full and we'd have a lot more going on here. But that's okay. We're just going to keep building flames into some of this stuff. So coal builds into a lot. I'm going to go ahead and throw it on Phoenix. I'm going to get another orb as well. So the cat is actually pretty good in this build. I don't take cat pretty much any other time, especially when it's on sale though. It's going to be pretty good. So this just helps us resist criticals. And trigger all of our godly and unique items fast. So all dragons are godly. This sun armor is godly, so cat is really good on this build. And you can get a lot of cats. And also the build is pretty expensive, so we should be able to get pretty easily. Let's see, how much is that? That's only 30. Where should I throw this? I could throw it here. That would be fine, but then we get lamp off. Hold on, let me see a good spot. That's probably okay. Resisting crits is fine. I do want to trigger my items faster. I may need to put this here. Do I want to get oil lamp back in? Yes, of course. But how imperative is it right now? I would have to push this back. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take lamp off for now. What I'm thinking is I would have to push this back. I'd have to make space for another dragon here, and then I could put oil lamp. But then I'd have to move my sun armor around. We can just do it for the sake of doing it. See if we can get it to go. Put this here. Oh no, that still doesn't leave room for my lamp. Okay, I'm reversing everything. There's definitely a way to do it, and in another game I would suggest it. But just for the sake of time, again, not going to worry too much about it now. I could put lamp on Phoenix, actually. It's not bad. Lamp on Phoenix is not bad because Phoenix is only 85% accurate as well. Okay. All right. That one went better than the previous one. They started stacking some poison on us, but not fast and not quite fast enough. All right, so we have a burning coal now. So these you can make throughout your run. With Pyro, I didn't really prioritize it this run. Just by putting coal on something hot. And it gives you more for your weapons. And it is helpful. It is nice to put on Burning Blade. It is nice to put really on any of these items, on any of your dragons. And if you can start stacking them up, it's great. So maybe that's what I would have considered earlier if I had really thought through it. I didn't, but that's okay. If we find any here, we'll pick them up, but the game's almost over at this point, so it shouldn't matter too much. I'll pick up this health potion, why not? Got the space for it, so why not? Oh, there's a coal. I want to reserve that. Keep in mind, if they haven't found you an opponent yet, you can always, if you don't want to make a change, just click onto the shop or something, and you can make a change still, and it will stop matching you. Okay, got that one a little too close for comfort. We're close there on the poison stacking. All right, I think we have one more we need to win. We'll make that a burning coal just for funsies, for kicks and gigs. Actually, let's just throw it on here. Again, could probably rearrange space to make room for this space, but I don't really care to right now. We'll grab Draconic Orb. Anything else last minute we want here? Not really. All right. Hopefully we make it through. They did just have a Phoenix. I don't think we've even used our Phoenix res yet. Okay, great. We won that round. We made it through survival. And with a pretty simple build on Pyro, I may at some point do a cryo build. There's a lot of obviously subclasses, but the easiest one is probably the one I just showed you, putting the dragons onto that Burning Blade. It's pretty versatile. You can do a lot with it. It's expensive, which is why we never filled up our board, but it's pretty strong, especially in the lower ranks for beginners, intermediate. It can get you through pretty well through the ranks. But thanks for tuning in. I will be back soon, hopefully do some adventure, some Reaper, but I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.